completed one, we are going to put it in
the weight loss if need to be.
But really throughout the rehearsals, you get a closer look.
Hello there, I'm your host Joshua Stuck and you're watching The Focus Show. Today we have a very special guest with us. Tell yourself who you are.
Breanna Powell.
Alrighty, great to have you, Ms. Powell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Ms. Powell today is here to speak with us about the Bloom Empowerment Conference. Now, from my brief research of Bloom, I've heard that the conference is run mostly by the students, and that's always a great thing, so that these students are getting more leadership experience. But I've also heard about some expansion into the high school sector as well. What can you tell us about Bloom and what it is all about?
Sure thing. So Bloom is an organization that's compounded of both high school and middle school students. Bloom is the overall brand, where we do have Bloom and Flourish. So Bloom is for only middle school girls, as Flourish is for high school girls. So to address the conference that we're having next Friday, so far I just got the number this afternoon about 30 minutes ago. We currently have 400 students that are a part of the conference, and that's both middle school and high school, and about 100 parents, 100 to 200 parents, so 500 people total coming to this conference.
Wow.
So to address your question about what is Bloom, and I think that's a major question a lot of people are asking. So Bloom is open to both, like I said, middle school and high school students across the middle schools and high schools and Newport News Public Schools. And our goal is to empower these young girls to know that every time they open up their mouth, they have the ability to change the world. And I think that's pretty powerful, especially with kids being in school. I think they realize we're only here for the short period of time, and we don't really have the opportunity to, change the world or meet somebody in my next career. Our goal and our mission is to open up those doors to possibilities. And then we have a creed for Bloom and for Flourish, and at the end of our creed we always say, I am enough. And that's another thing that we're really trying to make sure that middle school and high school students understand, is that I am enough in the place that I am now, and that I can be a world changer and change the world.
That is powerful, that is moving, and that is amazing with the work that you all are doing. Now, I know that a lot of organizations like to sponsor Bloom and Flourish, but as well as nonprofit community partners.
Yeah.
Now, for an average person or for other organizations out there, what is the best way for them to contact Bloom or to support Bloom in the future?
Oh, there's a lot of ways you can do that. To sum them up it's really detailed, but to sum it up into 3 major things you guys can do. One is to volunteer as an empowerment coach. I'm an empowerment coach myself. I never went through Bloom, and I never went through Flourish. I just kind of walked into it. So one thing is volunteering as an empowerment coach. It could be facilitating a room and, as we call it, turning on the lights and watching the magic, and that's watching the students do what they do for everyone. And then another thing is servicing as a guest speaker. We have, I think, about 8 to 9 guest speakers coming to our conference, which is pretty cool. So being maybe willing to step outside your comfort zone and come talk to us, whether you're part of a business or some government position, or even if you're just a teacher and part of the staff at Newport News Public Schools, we'd really appreciate having you there. And of course, with any organization, financial giving would also be amazing, as we do a lot of Bloom endeavors. One thing that we can't do this year because of all the sickness going on overseas is we were supposed to go to a trip to Europe, to go to Barcelona and Paris. They went there last year. So of course we can't do that this year because of all the sickness that's going around. But giving financially would be amazing as well.
Alrighty, that's very impressive. I hope there will be organizations out there that see this and are able to support Bloom even more. It's a fantastic program. I'm sorry to hear about the cancellation of the trip. However, earlier you mentioned Flourish as the high school sector. Are there any significant differences between Bloom and Flourish other than being for high school and middle school?
You're right on with that. It's actually just the difference is high school and middle school. The only difference is the curriculums. In our conference, I'm giving you an example here. there are some topics that are just not suitable maybe for a middle schooler to hear because one, maybe it's the content, but also two, middle schoolers are not getting ready to go off to college or go into the world. So high school students, we're also training them to be empowerment coaches for these middle schoolers. And we are opening up a program, hopefully, cross our fingers, by the end of the year for what's called Blossom, which is going to be for elementary school students. So everyone who's out there, that your kids are in Newport News Public Schools, you hopefully by 2021, all schools will have Blossom, Bloom, and Flourish.
Well, Blossom sounds like a great program. I hope that gets started for the elementary schoolers. And I'm hoping that there will be more people that hear about Bloom and Flourish as well, and that more women and young women and girls will step up and learn more about what they can do for the world.
Absolutely.
However, we have to take a quick break. We'll be right back for a few moments. We'll be right back with you.
Serving the community can have a big impact on society. Everyone loves when someone takes time out of their day to spend time, either just hanging out or helping out. There are many different people to serve, from kids to the elderly, the homeless to your next door neighbor. And the best part about serving is that it spreads. So take time to serve someone else, to serve your community, and to do your part.
One of the largest municipal parks east of the Mississippi River, Newport News Park offers a wide variety of activities and experiences. These include archery, boating, disc golf, playgrounds scattered throughout, hiking on many historical trails through Civil and Revolutionary War sites, and a discovery center, which lets visitors explore Virginia and Newport News Park's magnificent nature and vast wildlife, ranging from plants to animals. For more information, contact Newport News Park at 13560 Jefferson Avenue or at 757-886-7912.
Hello and welcome back to the Focus Show. I'm here with Miss Breanna Powell with Bloom Empowerment Conference, and I've still got a couple more questions if you're willing to answer them.
Guess so.
Now, I guess the one big thing I have, are there any major plans in the future for Bloom and Flourish?
Absolutely, there's always plans happening in Bloom, believe me. So our biggest thing right now is the Empowerment Conference. But looking forward, as I've already mentioned before, about getting Blossom started, Bloom and Flourish have a huge impactful role in getting Blossom started because they are going to be the empowerment coaches for that group. And also to looking forward, we really want to get the community involved in this program. So if you're, like I've also mentioned before, but if you're a business partner, if you are a part of anything with education or government or any government positions, we would love to have you come and speak to our program, or if you have any pamphlets, flyers, anything that we can give these girls to help look towards their future and their careers. Other than that, like I said, some of our positions, because we can't go overseas, our trips have been canceled, so we're kind of looking for that time in between. But really being a part of this conference is going to be the next big thing for us.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, and many more good things to come from Bloom and Flourish in the future, as well as Blossom. And I guess I've got one last big question to ask.
Sure.
What have your experiences been like with Bloom and Flourish? How have you enjoyed it so far? And what could you say to people that are looking to join?
Wow. Life-changing, I think, is one relative term I can use. I first came into Bloom and to Flourish when I was a freshman in high school, which is not that very long ago. And I was able to be a part of the middle school grounding work, and we're working with actually Gildersleeve right next door. Being able to talk with these students about what their endeavors are, what they want to do in life, where they want to go to high school next. And then I was able to, when I was working in the high schools, which was Menchville, I just graduated from there last year. And I was a major key role in Flourish, and I think it has been amazing to be able to see what this program has done to boost self-confidence, to be able to boost the morale of the school. I can also see, we're always talking about changing the culture of our society. Why not change it within our schools? So I think it's been really awesome too to see these girls have changed the way that they act and react and maybe think about themselves and their self-image, to be able to change the culture and change even sometimes their society, which is crazy too. And it's been awesome to hear that now that parents are coming to this conference, that they're coming home to tell their parents about, hey mom, dad, look, I'm in this Bloom program, this is what we're learning, I would love for you to come along and learn with us, and bringing everybody together. So I guess it's been life-changing. It's also been eye-opening to see what I have younger siblings, so what they can be a part of now too. So yeah.
Well, that's always a great thing to hear. I'm glad to hear that it's been a great experience for you. To anyone out there looking to join Bloom or anything related to Bloom, take it from her. She's got a great experience. However, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'd love to thank you, Miss Breanna Powell from Bloom Empowerment. Thank you all for joining us today on The Focus Show. I'm your host, Joshua Stuck. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.